Israel's national security interests at risk. This is insane.
You disagree with all of that assessment, Paul. You think Biden's kind of successfully threading a needle here with his position and what he's announced. But is that getting across?
No, but we're 178 days from the election. Biden has been the most pro-Israel president in American history. Joe Biden has been the most pro-Israel president in American. I'm a very pro-Israel Democrat. I like what Biden has been doing. He has drawn a line at Rafah. He's trying as hard as he can to limit civilian casualties. My problem with all of this is those lovely politicians you just showed, they're just playing politics. Okay, there's real lives at stake. There's one president, and he is pursuing America's national interests. He's defending Israel, helping them to take out Hamas, but also trying to protect innocent lives in Gaza. That's not an easy thing to do. Of course, you're going to get static from both sides. But as a political advisor, as a substantive matter, I'm glad Joe Biden's in charge and not the guy who who favorably comments about Adolf Hitler. According to a new book, Mr. Trump has said that wait, let me get the quote right. Well, Hitler did a lot of good things, says Mr. Trump. So I'm really glad he's not there. I'm really glad that Joe Biden is. But politically, this is not driving voting behavior. This is not. The Harvard poll of young people, where he's really got a problem, Joe does, it's the 15th issue out of 16 asked. The ABC poll that came out this week, it was the 10th issue out of 10 issues asked. Biden's got a lot of political problems, but Israel's not at the top of them. His substantive matter, I'm glad he's spending a lot of time. I think he's doing it just right.
Pete, to Paul's point on no matter the policy, when you look at it as a political matter, this is still, from what we see in polling, when it comes to Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas war, it still is far lower on the priority scale for voters than, let's say, the economy. And the same day he did that interview with Aaron Burnett, Joe Biden was in Wisconsin to tout a huge jobs announcement in coordination with a huge investment by Microsoft. So on some level, do you think politically that Republicans are wasting their time here?
No, because obviously Joe Biden sees this politically. He's allowing college campus protesters to write his foreign policy. The United States of America should stand up for our allies. We should be at their side when they are under attack. And the message that we are sending, that Joe Biden is sending to allies, is you cannot trust the United States of America. The message he's sending to adversaries is you don't have to fear or respect us, because who knows what we're going to do. There could be a little skirmish on the USC campus or at Columbia, and we're just going to change our policy that has been the policy for decades. So obviously Joe Biden sees the political consequences of standing with Israel, because he wants that small sliver of votes in Michigan or wherever else that could potentially tip the balance.
When we talk about strategy and how to approach this politically, I ask, it's a leading question, but I'm still going to ask it because I wrote it as a leading question. As a matter of strategy, is shaming voters the right way to win them over? And the reason I ask that is because I want to play part of what Donald Trump said yesterday in responding to Joe Biden's interview. Listen to this.
If any Jewish person voted for Joe Biden, they should be ashamed of themselves. Why Jewish people vote for Democrats is beyond me.
Any Jewish person that votes for Democrats hates their religion, they hate everything about Israel, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
So that was Trump in March. That last bit, and he faced a ton of blowback for that one, for playing into an anti-Semitic trope. Is he trying to win voters over with the way he is approaching this, though? I mean, I don't understand why he's doing it, Pete. And then, Paul, I want you to weigh in.
Well, Donald Trump certainly has a unique way of saying things that are blatantly obvious, which is that Joe Biden...
Would you advise him to be...
Of course not, but he would ignore what I have to say. He's going to do whatever he wants. But he's highlighting the wedge that Joe Biden has created. Democrats are united in their opposition to Donald Trump. They're not united in their opposition to Hamas, and that's what he's pointing out.
Paul, final thought on that.
BS. Democrats are completely opposed to Hamas. Donald Trump praised Hezbollah on October 12th, right after Hamas's attack. He praised another anti-Israel vicious terrorist group, Hezbollah. Donald Trump broke bread with Nick Fuentes, who is reportedly an anti-Semite and a Holocaust denier. As I already mentioned, he praised Adolf Hitler, according to his own chief of staff, a four-star general. So, Biden, we all make mistakes, but dear God, all of us who love Israel, how you could turn to Donald Trump is really beyond me. And here he is again, insulting American Jews. It's a real stretch. I'm sure there are very fine people on both sides, Kate, but Donald Trump is not one of them.
There's always, you always do this thing at the end of our interviews that you drop this thing that we'll talk about in the commercial break is what I'm about to say.
I know I'm being too nasty and it's a Friday, but this is really serious stuff. I mean, people are dying and Mr. Trump is playing politics with a history of really scary anti-Semitic statements on Mr. Trump's part and anti-Semitic allies, and I do think it's frightening.
I'm not following you on it. I struggle myself, and we need to focus on the policy and the real lives at stake, and also then you have to work in the political, which is a huge part about it as well, which is kind of where I struggle and where we continue these conversations. But we do, and I'm very thankful you both are here. Thank you both. It's great to see you, Sarah.